Well, Nancy, why don't you sit down and tell me exactly what happened?
Well, it was earlier on today, and we were just sitting down to have lunch, and she started to say grace, and I don't know, I just didn't want to hear her pray, and all of a sudden I just told her to shut up.
And she didn't?
No, Vanessa, in fact, she looked at me. It was like she was looking right through me. I just started to feel sick to my stomach, and I just felt like I had to get out of there.
Well, I'm very glad that you came here then, Nancy.
Vanessa, I didn't know where else to go. What happened? I'm sorry that I failed. I don't know what I did wrong.
You didn't fail.
Well, Vanessa, I don't know why I couldn't control her like I could the others. Why couldn't I?
Nancy, that is a very good question, and I'm going to tell you the answer to your question during our session today.
Hi.
Hi. Since when do you keep the door locked in the middle of the afternoon? You're not,
Not what?
You're not playing that game, are you, Tina? I told you that deadly pursuit can be very dangerous.
Yeah, especially now. I can be shot any place now. It doesn't even have to be in public. You know, it's down to me and Jess Scully, and I have a very good chance of winning.
Oh, really? Well, you certainly don't show it. Look at you. Are you thinking about anything else besides this deadly pursuit stuff?
No.
No, nothing's bothering you? School? Anything?
No more than usual.
Well, I'm afraid that's all the slack I'm going to cut you, sis.
What do you mean?
Tina, I know you're pregnant.
So excited every time I think about your wedding.
Me too.
Oh.
And that's really why I'm here.
Oh, yeah?
I'd like you to be my matron of honor.
Oh, Mom, I would love to. Oh, thank you.
I couldn't think of anybody else I'd rather have.
This is going to be something. I mean, me being matron of honor for my own mother.
Come on, let's sit down.
Okay. You know what? This is kind of a fantasy come true for me.
What do you mean?
Well, I never told you this, but when I was 7 years old, I used to think what it must have been like when you married Dad. And I would just picture myself at the wedding, except then I was the maid of honor. Oh, so it really is a dream realized for me. And I know that it was your dream to marry Dave, and he's going to make you very, very happy.
I know that he is. Oh, Lori, I am so grateful for everything that God's done for me. There have been some pretty difficult times, especially right after your father died. But God saw me through it, and I've grown closer to him as a result of it.
It's a clear case of taking those tears of grief and turning them into tears of joy.
Yeah. I just hope that nothing gets in the way of that joy.
Why do you say that?
Well, Dave's life seems to have taken a dramatic turn.
You mean at the clinic?
No. He has been approached to run for Congress.
Nancy, let me explain something to you. What you've just been through is very similar to what a lot of Domi believers go through. As a matter of fact, I can relate very well to your experience.
You can?
Yes, you see, the power we possess is something that must be tested. We have to keep it strong, like our muscles. It's this power that has to be made to resist a target. What you found was a resistance from Ione Redlin. That was your challenge.
But I couldn't do anything.
Nancy, there's more to our power than just force. Look at the circumstances. Ione Redlin is a hypocrite.
Well, I don't really think
Nancy, she is a self-righteous hypocrite. Oh, she says grace, but she shows you no mercy concerning the rent. Your power was simply reacting against her hypocrisy. That's why you felt sick. You couldn't stay in the same room with the aura that she was putting off.
Is that what I felt?
Yes. Can't you see that?
Well, yeah, I guess I can, I suppose.
Good.
Well, what can I do?
You're just going to have to get out of that environment as quickly as possible.
Well, wait a minute. I don't understand. I thought I was supposed to control my circumstances and then move.
Listen to me, Nancy. The higher up you go in Domi, the more intolerable that environment is going to become.
Yeah, but where am I going to go? I can't just move out. I don't have any money. All my money goes to Domi.
Don't you dare retaliate against the only hope you have left.
I'm sorry.
Don't you see how that woman has warped your dependence? Look at all that Domi has done for you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I really am.
Nancy, you see, people like your landlady just don't understand people like us. We're on a different plane. We are fulfilling our potential. And she's just clinging to her archaic superstitions.
But she's really a nice person, Vanessa.
She
really
is a negative force, Nancy, and her clouds of ignorance will obscure your brightness. Is that what you want to happen?
No. But I don't know where I can go. I mean, Ione took me in when nobody else would, and I don't have hardly any friends. I can't just go begging on the street.
Nancy, I cannot believe that I'm hearing what you're saying. Have you actually come this far in Domi, and yet you have learned so little? Don't you understand? It sounds to me like you're saying that you can't live without Ione Redlin. Is that how limited your parameters are?
No.
Nancy, you possess the power to shape your own future. Use that power.
Yeah. I can't rely on someone else's power. I've got to use my own power. I'm a Domite, and I can live wherever I want to. There's nothing I can't do.
Good afternoon, Mr. Carpenter.
Good afternoon. I know I'm a little early. Is my table ready?
Yes. Would you follow me, please?
Oh, I just lost my appetite.
I trust this table will be satisfactory?
Yes, thank you.
Would you like anything to drink?
Yeah, a glass of iced tea. I'll order when my guest arrives.
Very good, sir.
Well, I am not going to take offense at that little crack you just made.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
I'd like to talk to you, Preston.
Well, you don't have anything to say that I'd be interested in hearing.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. This has to do with Courtney.
I didn't even have to ask. Look, I know Courtney gave you your walking papers, and I couldn't be happier.
That's true. For the time being, she's not my client.
Nor anything else.
But I do care about her, Preston.
Oh, come on.
Look, what I need to do is
Look,
explain.
this conversation is finished. Huh? But if you persist, I'm going to personally see to it that you're forcibly removed.
Okay. Throw your daughter's reputation to the wind. Have it your own way. Yeah, I don't think you're going to like what Courtney's been up to since the annulment fell through. Now, may I join you?
You know I'm pregnant?
Yeah.
Who told you?
What you want me to know? I guess not.
Who was it, John?
It was Harold Webster, and he told me because he was worried about you.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about me, and neither do you. I'm perfectly able to take care of myself.
It's my little sister, independent and stubborn.
Gonna be all right, John.
Okay, fine. What are your plans?
Plans? I plan to keep the baby, if that's what you mean.
Okay. That's good for starters. What else?
What else is there?
Tina, you're going to have a baby. Have you thought about prenatal care? Your schooling? How on earth you're going to support yourself and a child?
Well,
I didn't think so.
look, John, I just haven't had time to think those things through.
When are you going to tell Mom?
What?
I said, when are you going to tell our mother about this soon-to-be addition to the Brubaker clan?
John, you don't... No. No, what Mom doesn't know won't hurt her.
Tina, you have to tell her.
Why?
Why? What do you think you're going to do? Formally introduce the two of them in a couple of years? Be realistic. Tina, she's got a right to know. I think she wants to help, and so do I, which is incidentally why I'm here. Look, sis, I'm not pointing any fingers.
Thanks.
Look, you spent your whole life bottling up your fears, doing your own battles, pretending as if life was nothing but a game.
Tell you what, if I need you, I'll call you, okay?
You're gonna need somebody. You're gonna need people to support you, stand by you.
I know.
Is the father gonna be one of those people?
Ah, wondered when that question was going to come up.
Yep.
Didn't Harold Webster tell you that Vaughn was the father?
Oh, yes, he did. I paid Mr. Sumner a visit.
You had no right to do that.
Oh, yes, I did. I'm your brother, and I want to know exactly what he intends to do about you and the baby.
What'd he say?
It's a funny thing. He said the baby wasn't his.
And you believed him?
Not at first, but he's very convincing.
What's that supposed to mean?
Tina, whose child is it?
Who is that?
Me.
Oh, hi. You hungry? I'll fix you a sandwich.
No, that's all right. I don't want anything.
Listen, before you go upstairs, let me ask you a question.
Look, I'm in a hurry, Babs. I really can't stay and talk.
Ione and I were just wondering what got you all ticked off this morning, that's all.
Look, you wouldn't understand.
I bet it has something to do with Domi. Huh? Ione says that you're into something way over your head.
Well, yeah, what does Ione know?
More than you and me put together, kiddo. Nancy, wait. Look, I know that we haven't always gotten along real great, you know, but let me give you some friendly advice. Anything that puts you against Ione Redland can't be worth a plug nickel.
Look, it's not Ione. It's just whatever she stands for. It's all this praying all the time, and we're just not on the same plane, that's all.
The same plane?
Look, I don't expect you or Ione to understand. Is that my earring?
Yeah, Ione found it on the sofa this morning.
I wonder what else I've left around here.
What?
That's my book, too, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I borrowed it from you last week. Remember, I just started reading it
Well, can I
last
have
night.
it back, please?
Now?
Yeah.
Well, I just started reading it. I mean, it's not the greatest piece of literature in the world or anything, but I just wanted to see if Durwood gets, you know, Lady Andre away from what's his name.
All right, look, keep it, okay?
Nancy, are you all right? You're acting.
I'm fine.
Well, I stopped by her place earlier this morning, and I was greeted there by a man.
So?
Well, he was kind of good-looking, I guess, and maybe a little bit younger than Courtney. I wouldn't necessarily be concerned, except that this particular guy I've seen a lot of times at the Castaway Bar. He's a real lounge lizard.
Daddy was right. It does take one to know one.
Look, if you don't want to know what Courtney's been up to, then you just say so and I will leave.
I wish I could believe that.
Oh, what if I got to gain by lying to you, Preston? Nothing.
You might think that you're ingratiating yourself by giving me these little tidbits of information.
What I'm trying to tell you, patronly father of Courtney Carpenter, is that your daughter is on some kind of a rampage right now. She feels humiliated by what went on at the annulment hearing, and she's out to prove that she's just as much a woman as Tina Brubaker or anybody else, for that matter.
Are you saying that this man spent the night with Courtney?
I'm just saying that she told me she met him at the Castaway Bar the night before.
Wait a minute. What are you doing in her apartment?
I was concerned about her. I went by to make sure that she was all right. Oh, I see that you find that hard to believe.
No, I find that impossible to believe.
Well, regardless, while I was still there, she got a phone call from some other character called Rich, and she made a date with him, too.
I'm supposed to be concerned by all of this?
Well, Well, I thought that you might be, just a little bit, yes. But I can see you think I'm exaggerating, don't you?
To say the very least.
Look, Preston, if you don't care about the direction that your daughter's life is taking, I mean, if you don't care that she's bent on getting picked up by just about any joker that comes along, then we really don't have anything to say to each other, I guess.
Why should I believe anything you say?
You don't even have to. Just check it out for yourself. Your daughter has all but pitched a tent at the Castaway Bar, as well as the other singles establishments in this town. Look, Preston, I know that you and I don't see eye to eye on much of anything, but I did represent Courtney, and I still care about her very much. I don't want to see her throw her life away this way. I know you feel the same. Thanks for your time.
I don't believe it. Dave running for Congress?
Well, he hasn't decided to accept yet.
But you think he will?
We have both agreed to pray for some kind of indication that he should take this offer seriously.
Whew.
And our prayer may have been answered.
Oh, yeah? How?
Harold Webster received a check for Dave's campaign from a group called the Responsible Citizens Movement. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Well, according to Harold, it's a legitimate group of concerned citizens.
Well, so how large is this check that they sent?
Laura, you are not going to believe this. It's $50,000.
50,000? Mom, I would say that's a real big answer to your prayer.
Yeah, well, that is the way that Harold is looking at it, and apparently Dave is believing the same thing, too.
But you don't. Why?
Well, for one thing, Laurie, I just don't think Dave can win. And I told him that.
Yeah, but you can't be sure of that.
No, but all the time and hard work he'd be putting into the campaign is taking time away from us. And I don't think that's any way to start a marriage.
That's a good point.
I want to be supportive of him, Laurie, but to be quite honest with you, I'm seeing a side of him that scares me a little. I mean, this whole thing has happened so fast, and he apparently is seriously considering it. Now, either he is under some kind of delusion, or he has such a strong calling that he feels that he can't fight it. So do you see why I have these doubts?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what, though? I'm going to give you the same advice that you gave me. Stand by him. It's easier said than done. I know. But hey, it was good advice. And besides, I can definitely see you as a congressional wife.
Who's the father of the baby? Is that all anybody cares about? Look, does it really matter?
Yes, it really matters. He has a responsibility to you and to that child.
I am the one who's responsible.
You listen to me. This is his problem, too. Now, I want to know who it is. I want to know whether he intends to marry you, and how is he going to provide for you and that
Look,
baby.
Hold it. You are not on an official investigation here.
All right, I'm sorry. It's my job. I'm a detective. Forgive me. It's the only way that I know how to help.
Look, what makes you think I lied in court?
I didn't say that you did, but I talked to Mr. Sumner. I heard his side of it. I'd like to hear yours.
I'm not lying, John. I am carrying Vaughn Sumner's child. He probably denied it because he thought you were going to put a gun to his head.
Uh-huh. So he's the one you were telling me about before the trial? Yeah. He's the one you were in love with?
Yeah, he's the one. I've been in love with him ever since the first time I met him.
Well, then he's going to do right by you.
Look, John, I don't want to force him to marry me. I couldn't do that.
He has got to take some responsibility.
I think he will. I just think he needs a little bit of time.
How much?
I don't know.
Well, he doesn't have that long.
Look, he's got a lot on his mind right now with Courtney and everything he's going.
Listen, I have to know what you intend to do. I mean, if it comes down to it, would you take him to court on a paternity suit?
John, I love him.
You love him so much you won't take him to court?
Look, all I'm saying is that I love him and I am going to keep his baby. Now, that's where I draw the line.
Meaning?
Meaning that whatever happens, happens. All's fair in love and war, right?
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
I don't know, maybe you're gonna air out your suitcases or something.
Look, I'm not in the mood for jokes, Babs.
Okay, so then tell me what's going on.
I'm leaving.
Leaving, as in goodbye forever. Why?
I've just got to get out of here.
But you can't just go like this.
Why not?
Well, because I don't know. Listen, if it's something I've done or said, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, okay?
No, Babs, you haven't done anything.
Well, you're not gonna just go without saying goodbye to Ione.
Yeah, I am.
But what has she done?
Look, you wouldn't understand.
Okay, so I wouldn't understand. So I'll help you move.
Look, no, I don't need any help.
It's all right,
Thank
it's
you.
all right. I'm still on my lunch hour.
No, look, I've got a cab coming any minute.
Well, where are you gonna go?
I don't know. Well, there's my cab.
You don't know?
No. Look, I'll be fine.